In this video, I'm going to show you how we rent our properties out, or rather sell them on a rent-to-own basis. This strategy is called a slow flip. We collect payments for the next 30 years without doing any repairs to the property. In fact, we sell them without doing any repairs either. So what we're going to do is going to go over the numbers, how I'm doing one right now. I'm going to take you to the property so you see exactly what it looks like. So I want you to be crystal clear how this strategy works, because most people think or consider me a landlord. You might be a landlord, but landlord business is a losing business. Okay, you got to come in, do repairs, you got to fix the property up, you got vacancies and all that stuff. It wipes out your cash flow. So I want to introduce you or show you how we do slow flips step by step, so you can have a long-term career or have some longevity in your career like I have. Being a landlord didn't work out for me. All right, so let's get into this slow flip thing. All right. Okay, class, it's Kris Haskins with therealestateroundup.com. My mission and ministry is to raise your financial literacy through real estate investing and entrepreneurship. So Alex Hermosi has a saying that he asks himself, how can I guarantee myself to fail? I look back at my life and I say, Kris, how can I guarantee that this won't work? So for me, back in 2008, 9, and 10, being a traditional landlord didn't work for me. How did it look? Buying a piece of real estate, having $200 or $300 a month cash flow. Let's say you made $3,600 for the year. 1 or 2 years, the tenant is going to move out, or you're going to have some vacancies. You still have the mortgage payment, right? So when they move out, what do you have to do as a traditional landlord? You are going to have to fix the property back up. No traditional tenant is going to walk in the property and move in it when it needs work. It has to be painted, cleaned, and the flooring probably has to be redone. You got to go in and replace light fixtures, plumbing fixtures. All that stuff can add up to $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, and it can completely wipe out your cash flow for a year or two if you do it the traditional warm and fuzzy landlord way. So for me, that is my guaranteed way to fail, right? So I'm not sure about you, but I'm making this video to help you have a long business. Since 2004, I have tried the traditional landlording way and it didn't work. So I had to get educated on something called a rent-to-own, AKA a lease option, a land contract, or contract for deed. And they're all the same thing. They are executory contracts. Well, what is an executory contract? I'm glad you asked. So get your bearings guide. It's going to be in the video description below. You can download it, or in the show notes description. I always have video description. I'm just going to start saying in the show notes, so it's easier for us. So an executory contract is a contract under which one or more parties has not yet performed. That's simple. And you know, I keep forgetting to thank my man Travis. My Roundup homies, you guys mail me books from time to time, and y'all mail me all type of stuff. My mailing address is right below too if you want to mail me something. So my man Travis sent this book to me, the Concise 33 Strategies of War. Thank you so much, Travis, for sending it. Thanks for sending this. He's a realtor up in, Farmington, Missouri? St. Louis, Missouri. I'm going to feel bad because I got this several weeks ago. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you, Kris, from Travis, Chrissy, and Maya. Kris, thank you for being a positive influence in my life. I truly hope you have I truly hope God blesses you and your family. So Travis, thank you, my brother, for sending me this. This is going to be a next read for me. Y'all already know my library. I got the Haskins library. I'm trying to stack it. So my favorite thing to get is books. Don't give me nothing else. If you can't think about something to give me, a business book or a real estate book, that's all I need. All right. So these executory contracts, we write them up. Let me show you how they work. So with this, the way we did this slow flip here, we got a seller and a buyer. I am the seller on this particular deal. So the seller and the buyer agreed to the terms. We're going to get to these terms here in a minute. Now, all the terms of the agreement will go on for time, And as long as the buyer makes the payment on the terms that are agreed in the contract, then they get the deed to the house. See, it's when we sell properties on a rent to own or a contract for deed basis, it's reverse of a traditional sale when the person gets a loan. So for instance, if you go and buy your home, you go get a mortgage, you get a mortgage and you close on it, right? You get the deed and then you have to pay the loan off. But on an executory contract, you have to pay the loan down with the payments and then you get the deed. So it's opposite. The reason I like this is because we still get to stay on title and we can get the people out faster by doing an eviction. Now, some states are different regarding the amount of time that it requires. So say if a person stays in the property for 5, 6, 7 years, you might have to do a foreclosure in some states. But generally speaking, on a slow flip contract for deed, you can evict the tenant, all right? So I'm gonna go over these numbers, it's gonna blow your mind. But first, let's go take a look at the property so I can frame you up on the condition of this thing. Now, mind you, the tenants that were there, I inherited them, so I just let them, they've been paying rent for years. So I haven't even been over to this property in several years. So they stopped paying, and I went over there and I was shocked at the way they left it. So you'll see what this house looks like. And then we'll come back and go over the numbers so you see how we sold this thing, rented it, rent to owned it. Okay. So we're in the city of Portsmouth, Virginia. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-car garage. Landlord. It looks extremely vacant around here. It looks like nobody's even, oh, the house open. You know what? This is what I figured. Refrigerator gone, stove gone. Everything gone. So I have to, you can get my nice pan around here. I have to redo all this house. Or not, but I will be selling this to a new tenant buyer. That's the bathroom right there. We show them down and up. No, I don't know. That's the door. No, that's the door. This is the primary bedroom up here. Can you even see? Okay. So this is where everybody was sleeping. This is why I don't do traditional tenants, okay? And we will be selling this one as a lease option. Somebody will lease with option to buy. Okay, so you've seen the condition of the property, nothing special. It needs to be renovated. The kitchen needs to be done. The cabinets are falling apart. The bathroom is kind of tore up. You can see the flooring is bad. Upstairs stuff needs to be, it just needs to be freshened up. At minimum, it's going to be 20 to 25,000. And plus, I got a letter from the city saying that I'm going to have to put some siding up and fix the door and board up the windows. I had people breaking windows. Oh, it was crazy. This deal here was a little nasty. So the strategy I want you to understand is going to take some time to reverse how you think about real estate. Because most people think that we fix properties up and then rent them. I want us to rent them without fixing them up. Why? Because I want less outgo for you and more income. That's how you stay in business, okay? Now, if you want to kind of get rocking and rolling, this whole strategy, my mentor wrote a book about it. This strategy from A to Z, Scott Jelinek, right? I just happen to have some great mentors in my area. Now, this slow flip system is outlined in the show notes below, and it's going to cost you just a few dollars to get the book delivered right to you. So I sold this property $189,000, okay? What, Chris? It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. You sold this house for $100,000. How in the world did you sell a little old 3-bedroom, 1-bath for almost $200,000? Well, the ARV is 100, and that's roughly the ARV, but it still needs to be fixed up. How do we do this? Here's our tagline. We provide affordable housing for people that can't necessarily go out and get a loan. Remember this line, y'all. This is it. We provide housing for people that can't necessarily go out and get a loan, right? They may have challenged credit. They may have filed for bankruptcy. They might have a divorce. They might have child support, all this stuff on their credit. I don't care about any of that. What I do care about is your down payment. So we sold it for $189,000. Our down payment we collected was $5,000. Now, I dealt with a wholesaler on this, so I did give away a part of this down payment, but I don't care. I didn't have to find the buyer. I didn't have to screen the buyer. I didn't have to do any of the paperwork. The wholesaler did it all for me. So that's the level that I want you at. You don't even, no interaction if you don't need to. But if you want to sell these on your own, you can just sell them right on Facebook Marketplace. So the monthly payment we're collecting is $13.95. Good gracious. It's kind of a high payment, but don't forget, we still have to deal with real estate taxes and insurance. So you get to decide whether you want your tenant buyer to pay that or you want to suck that up. In this particular deal, we are going to suck up real estate taxes. So let's say they're $200 a month. So I'm really only bringing in like $1,200, which is still great for a three. I was getting $900 from the last tenant. Now here's the magic. Here's the magic of the slow flip, y'all. This is the magic, okay? When you do a contract for deeds, we allow the people to stay there for the next 30 years. So I am locking in, when I do this contract, I am locking in $1,395 for the next 30 years. Why would I do that? Here's the reason why. 30-year amortization is going to put $501,000 in my pocket over the next 30 years. But don't forget, we've got to back out $2,000 a month for real estate taxes. So 30 years, 2,000, that's 60,000 that I won't get, right? I don't care. So we're going to make over 400 grand on a small 3-bedroom, 1-bath house, y'all, that I did nothing to. Well, I put the roof on maybe 4 years ago, but I still didn't do anything when I went to sell it. The reason I want you to understand this is all the stuff you see on TV, the flipping houses stuff, people going out looking at real estate that is real pretty and they're fixing it up. Yes, you can do that. But when we're talking about long-term sustainable wealth, this is the strategy that I'm deploying, okay? Now, will my tenant buyer go the full 30 years? Probably not. He will probably sell it over the next few years and just cash me out. I'm cool with that. I'll go buy another piece of real estate. Or maybe he'll just stop making the payments and I have to evict them and go sell it again. How many of these pieces of real estate have I sold over and over again? I'm not proud of it, and I'm not saying I intend to do this, but this is how we can stay in business. Now, if you want to run your business doing repairs, making sure that the property is warm and fuzzy for the new tenant, you're going to have to possibly, I'm not saying everybody, you're going to have to sacrifice some of your profit on these deals because you got vacancies. For me, when I do have a vacancy, let's say it does sit vacant for 2 or 3 months, I'm still collecting a down payment that's going to offset those months that I didn't get rent. And you don't even want to know what I paid for this house. I'm not even going to tell you. So every one of my properties, I have an amortization table. And this one is being amortized for 30 years, ends up being $501,000. So take some time, get the slow flip system, understand lease options, executory contracts, contract for deeds. How do they work? We still stay on title, right? And I want this for you. Why do I want this for you? Because I'm so sick. I am just done. I'm done with running into people that are saying, hey, I want to be a landlord. I want to be a landlord. I'm like, yo, do you really know what's going on here? And a few $100s, I mean, do you really understand what's going on? So take a moment, round up family. Much love to you and your family, right? Subscribe. But the biggest thing I want us to understand is share this content. Get the word out for people to understand. Just because you own a piece of property and you renting it out doesn't mean you making money. I know in 2007, 8, 9, and 10, I had a bunch of real estate renting it out making $0. I thought I was making money every month on that few $100s, but on the vacancies and the repairs, wiped it out. I had to make a decision. How am I going to stay in business? I had to get educated, y'all. And you can educate yourself by learning this system and following this channel. Like the content. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.